AI MLS SaMD benefit, risk, and uncertainty explained clearly. Welcome. Today we'll make your SaMD benefit-risk story crystal clear. Regulators assess whether the benefits outweigh the risks, not just in theory, but in the intended clinical reality. With AIML, uncertainty increases. Data shifts, model drift, and opaque reasoning can surprise users and patients. That's why you must explain uncertainty, not hide it. Remember, clarity beats hype. Swap vague promises for specific claims, measurable endpoints, and evidence that ties performance to clinical value. If you can show how your product helps the right users, in the right setting, with controlled risks, you're speaking the regulator's language. Start with a tight definition of who, what, and where. Who will use the SaMD? Radiologists, nurses, patients. What condition or task is addressed? E.g., detecting pulmonary nodules. In which clinical setting? ED, primary care, telehealth. Next, state the decision impact. Is it decision support, triage/prioritization, or autonomous action? Each level changes risk and evidence needs. Finally, define the target performance required to be clinically useful. E.g., sensitivity is greater than or equal to 95% for urgent triage, or AUC is greater than or equal to 0.90 for safe rule-out, anchored to clinical consequences of false positives and false negatives. Translate benefits into things you can measure. Link your claims to clinical outcomes, faster treatment, fewer complications, or workflow gains. Reduced reading time, fewer unnecessary tests. Quantify with effect sizes. Reduces time to antibiotics by 20 minutes, cuts report turnaround by 30%, or lowers false alarms by 15%. Then explain the mechanism. How does the model produce value? For example, flagging high-risk cases earlier, standardizing assessments, or reducing cognitive load. If you can't test it, it's not a benefit. Turn every promise into a clear, testable hypothesis. After applying controls, ask, what risks remain? Map them by category. Clinical risks, misdiagnoses, overtreatment, alert fatigue. Usability risks, confusing UI, poor alerts, workflow mismatches. Data risks, biased training data, missing modalities, poor device compatibility. Model risks, drift, miscalibration, brittle performance on edge cases. Don't ignore rare but severe harms, e.g., missed stroke and equity issues. Performance gaps across demographics or sites. For each residual risk, specify severity, likelihood, and detectability, and keep a rationale for why the overall risk is acceptable given the benefits. Build evidence in layers. First, analytical validation, accuracy, precision, calibration, robustness to noise and device variation, and repeatability across software versions. Next, clinical validation. Does the model generalize across sites, populations, and workflows? Use representative datasets, external validation, and prospective studies when feasible. Finally, impact evidence. Show that the SaMD changes clinical decisions, outcomes, or cost. For example, improve time to treatment, fewer unnecessary admissions, or lower readmissions. The higher you climb, the stronger your benefit-risk argument and the clearer your regulatory path. List data gaps, underrepresented populations, missing devices, new care settings, or temporal shifts. Describe model limits, susceptibility to drift, miscalibration over time, and behavior on out-of-distribution cases. Quantify with ranges, confidence intervals, and prediction intervals rather than single numbers. Where uncertainty is high, provide fallback plans, human review paths, conservative thresholds, or defer to expert rules. Be explicit about what the model cannot do. Transparency helps users make safe decisions and shows regulators you've measured, bounded, and managed uncertainty. Mitigate risk before launch with UI design, alert thresholds, human factors engineering, and guardrails like defer to human rules for low-confidence cases. In use, support safety with user training, audit trails, and easy overrides so clinicians stay in control. Post-market, commit to a monitoring plan. Define KPIs, e.g., sensitivity in real traffic, alert acceptance rates, set up drift detection on input distributions and calibration, and predefine update triggers and rollback criteria. Close the loop with periodic reviews and user feedback to sustain safe, reliable performance. Create a crisp one-pager. Start with a concise table capturing intended use, key benefits, and residual risks with their controls. Add traceability. List the evidence sources, assumptions, dataset descriptions, and known limits, so every claim points to a study or analysis. Finish with decision guidance, when to use, when not to, confidence thresholds, and clear user responsibilities. Include example use cases and non-use cases. This document becomes your anchor for reviews, training, and audits. Fast to read, easy to trust, and aligned with your benefit-risk narrative.